and welcome back to another episode of Boys Gone Wild. We're back in the studio. Charlie is back in the building, hasn't changed a bit, still thick as pig's mince. Andrew here out of a big Sports Direct mug. Doesn't make him look smart, that's for sure.
What are we doing?
How are you doing, Andrew? How are things?
The sun is out and it's here to stay. We're gonna go out and play. Our friends are here and we'll have some beer. Here's for that summer cheer. Woo!
Da-dum, bum, bum. Summertime, summertime.
Ooh,
we love summertime.
I miss
Dancing
you, I really want to kiss you.
Every time the sun comes
There's
out.
like a really sad guy who's coming in the back. I miss you, I miss you.
Going for a breakup.
Really...
That's not in the vibe, Charlie. Stop talking about your ex-girlfriend. It's kind of true anyway, really.
But the studio's not really built for the summer. We haven't. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done, and we sort of fix one thing every month, slowly. Bit
Well, we
by
have
bit.
periods where we do bursts of productivity, and then it just slowly gets back to where we were, and then we're like, oh, that fucking plant's still fucking here. Remember when you thought that was going to be the centerpiece of the podcast, and I was like, it looks dead and shit, and you were like, no, it works, trust me. And now I have to look at it. You don't even have to look at it. It's in my fucking eye line. It looks shit. It's been eaten by stuff. Moths are annoying, aren't they? That they just eat your clothes. Do you know what I mean?
Have you had any outbreak of moths recently?
There's been a couple in my house that I've had to get serious with them.
What have you used? Mothballs or
I've had to kill them.
words?
Had to slap him with my hands. Old style. 3.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's just because we've got
Do
a
they
big
get your
signing.
undies?
Yeah, socks, trousers.
Yeah, it feels like an adult problem.
It does.
When a moth gobbles your clothes, you're like, that. This isn't.
Yeah,
This is an adult thing.
It's something my mum would sort out, though. I don't know what to do, but you just got to kill them off, really. Just fucking slap him.
Mothballs. Did you ever have mothballs?
Don't know what it is.
So in your sock drawer, you put these balls of stuff that moths apparently hate. Who works that out? It's like mozzie spray. Why do they hate that so much? What's going on there?
I don't think it takes much. You just do something that's kind of horrible anyway.
What? And they're like, ugh.
Yeah. I don't know what a mothball is. Anyway, how are you coping with the sunshine?
It's good. It's been nice. A lot of people complain about the heat.
Who's complaining?
Charlie was complaining.
Are you complaining?
I am complaining.
Do you not
Shut
like
up.
it when it's too hot?
I way prefer it in here when it's winter time.
Well, in here, it's
It's
not
a bit-
ideal. It's not ideal.
It's a bit sweatboxy.
It's a bit too hot.
I don't function well in the heat, I don't think.
But yeah, at pints outside, there's.
What are you talking about?
Where else would you rather be?
What are you talking about?
Well, I get very itchy. I get really, really itchy on my kind of scalp.
What's your favourite time of year then, Charlie?
Spring.
Oh, it's spring now.
Kind of, we're in spring, aren't we? Yeah.
Well, the start of it when it's a bit wintry. Actually, you know what? Winter. I like winter.
Do you genuinely you take winter over summer?
Would you prefer it when it's cold?
I think everyone who says that is a liar.
Yeah.
No, I
think
do. I would
attention
prefer it.
seeking.
No,
I think it is
you
attention.
you can just.
Oh, you just warm up with a nice hot chocolate and a blanket. You put on the film and you make a fire.
Fuck
Winter
off.
is good for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then
Christmas
it's
And then the
New Year.
novelty wears off. Let's just say it again.
Christmas and New Year. Is that what you mean?
No, it's not what I mean.
Those are the best ones, I think.
Is that your favourite time of year, Christmas?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes so much sense. It's the lamest thing I've ever
Bro
heard.
lives for Christmas.
I just like
That's
opening my presents and
It's the
seeing my
best bit.
family.
big news for
Big
the
news.
podcast.
Big news. Can you go on BBC?
One of the classic Boys Gone Wild stories, which we've been following probably more than any other podcast. Sort of up there with the Somerset Gimp as a great British story.
Yeah.
A very British scandal.
A very British scandal.
The Sycamore Gap felling.
The trial has
tragedy. Controversy, it's all things, you know.
It's all go. We've been following this from the start. One of the very few podcasts. I don't see.
Hold on.
We've been saving this. So the trial has begun. Let's just read some of the. Let's get everyone into it before we get there.
Yeah.
A video showing the felling of the Sycamore Gap Tree is shown to the jury by prosecutors in the trial of 2 men accused of illegally chopping it down. The tree, which was owned by the National Trust, was found lying across Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland in September 2023.
Some background to the tree. It wasn't just any tree. It was Britain's favourite tree. It was everyone's favourite tree. It was all of our best memories.
I wasn't even aware I had a favourite tree until that tree fell.
Yeah, it was when it came down, people couldn't believe it. It was like losing a family member.
It was what's that tree called? Oh my god, it's not gone, is it?
You cannot, not tree of the year.
Not that tree.
10 years running. it was a nice tree.
It was a nice tree, and to be honest, the more I see of it, the more I lament it.
Yeah, I lament the loss of the tree.
I lament the loss of it.
I mean, I did not know. I'd not seen one picture.
Don't
of it
remember
before.
ever seeing it. But
It doesn't play a huge part in my life.
But now we've
it does.
covered it so much. I'm like, that is a good looking tree, isn't it?
It's a shame that we've lost it. It's a 100-year-old tree.
So the trial has begun. I mean, what was the thing? There was a bit. There was confusion for a while because it seemed like an elderly man and a young boy had felled it. So we were trying.
That was
to
your
work
main
out.
thing. Was the fascination with
what's going on there. But now it's just a couple of fuckheads, 39 and 32, nothing interesting there. They're both from Cumbria and are on trial, and they deny the charges. So we've got ourselves a trial, which is a good amount of fun.
That's good. Yeah.
So let's watch the video. So unclear where this video looks like it's the first thing that's ever been captured on the camera.
Yeah, it looks like it was taken in 1875.
It's the worst image I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Where the fuck has this video come from?
Yeah,
It's moving.
Yeah.
Right, this isn't felling it. Here we go. So there's just,
who's taking this video?
it looks like an avant-garde animation. It's going to be it's going to be an Oscar hit.
It's
What video? I guess it's in the pitch black, so it's something to do with that.
I guess they had to really write.
Oh my god, goosebumps! That's mad.
That's the tree.
Yeah,
They felled
what do you
it.
mean? That's the tree.
I
That's
know.
what-
Yeah, I know.
You
It's
just
the
realised
tree.
that's the fucking tree.
No, I knew it was the tree, but I just seeing it come down.
Seeing it come
You
down.
don't expect to actually see it.
I genuinely got goosebumps. That was something.
I mean, my first defense would be this is not real footage.
my first defense would be: are you able to identify me from that?
Yeah.
I feel like that could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess what you can identify from that is there's one bloke for sure, or woman.
There's two. I think there was clearly two.
Right.
Not necessarily clearly two, but
Right.
I think what's the point in the jury being shown that? Because all it is the tree
I guess
was felled.
is the amount of people who were there felling the tree is what you can tell.
I guess so.
You can see
That
the
doesn't
actual
really take
moment.
us much. I think it's
Yeah.
more of the lawyer will be doing it for an emotional. They'll be
Right,
like, you know,
right.
this isn't just about a silly tree. This is.
Can you get any emotion
Sycamore
from
Gap.
the way that they're doing it?
I got goosebumps when the tree fell over.
Yeah. But the way that he runs out from underneath it, I guess
There's a cavalier attitude.
there's a coldness to
There's
it.
they didn't stop and bow their heads after.
I
They
guess
were
that's-
probably running around jumping for joy. Why did these
Scroll down,
nutcases
scroll
do it?
down.
It's such a
I
odd...
think that's what's so odd about this thing is it just feels in this country with what's kind of been happening more and more, it just feels like broken Britain.
Yeah, well, the
it's
destruction
the-
of Paddington.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the same timeline as that, really.
Mindless, wanton
Wanton
vandalism.
violence, really.
Very strong evidence, wood found in boot from tree.
Didn't they? I read somewhere that they kept a memento. Type in.
You would. This is what this is the problem with how most serial killers get caught is that they people who really get turned on by killing people, they can't help but take mementos of their victims.
What I mean, it begs the question: what other trees have they felled?
Yeah. I mean, I would be running analysis on all the wood chips in their car.
I would as well.
Go
Why
on,
does it
Charlie.
matter?
Woodward.
Why does this tree in particular matter so much? Like, does that mean you can't chop down a single tree anywhere?
Well, you're not allowed to chop down just trees without
But
permission.
is it because it's near Stonehenge?
It's near Hadrian's Wall, right? And
Just so many steps of the pace.
and it's an ancient tree that is very aesthetically
beautiful.
pleasing
Is it?
in the valley.
Look it up.
Look it up.
It's a
Tell
gorgeous
me-
tree.
Yeah.
Is there only one Sycamore Gap tree? Or is
Yeah.
there more?
Yes. It just
it's a banging tree.
if you're a tree head, which I can see myself becoming
look
later
at
in
that.
life.
No. Next picture along. That's
That's
not
my
as good.
opinion. It's like trying to show
Look at
someone
that.
you're dating.
That's a good tree.
What do you think of that?
You think that's an average
don't
tree?
mind it.
It's more. It's not.
It looks like a kind of perfect idea of a tree.
It's not just the tree itself; it's the setting surrounding it.
Go back on the trial. Let's see. Oh, of previous myth.
The jury are now being given agreed facts, a list of statements that are not disputed by either side. They are being read by prosecutor Rebecca Brown and blah, blah, blah. The court also hears that Mr. Caruthers is a father of two,
Sounds like a good guy.
who has no previous convictions, cautions, or reprimands recorded against him. Well, the problem with them pleading not guilty is we're never going to have an answer. Because if they pleaded guilty, they'd go, look, it was a moment of madness. We don't know why we did
There was
it.
a lot of moments of madness because you had to get the chainsaw out the car. You know,
Just one night. Should we go and fell the Sycamore Gap Tree?
But it's not like
Just go
it's
to the
not-
fucking
it's
pub
not-
or something, do you
It's
know?
not a moment of madness. It's not like they're just by the Sycamore Gap Tree.
There's
and
a
they're
lot
just
of
saying,
admin.
Fuck it.
We're
Oh,
gonna
what have I done? It's like you're carting it up into the middle
Putting
of the
it-
night.
yeah.
There's a lot that goes into a felling.
It's madness. But that's what
I just need to know a motive. So
But we're
many
not
of
gonna
these,
get-
so many of these cases, it's just like the motive is. You really want to dig under the motive.
it's funny that there's a jury for this.
Is it? I'd love to be on the
This
jury.
is an ITV drama waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But that's,
Toby
I would
Jones.
love to be on the
Toby
jury.
Jones is licking his lips.
Yeah. What I am, what was I going to say?
Has it been burnt, or is it now just in the car somewhere?
That's a good question. I don't actually know where it is.
I don't know what they do with it.
Can you not just, you know what I mean?
Does it
Stick
die?
it back on.
Yeah.
Stick it back on, gang. Do you know, like,
No,
it's not
'cause
going to
the
grow.
the leaves-
The leaves will
Yeah.
not. Yeah, all right.
I mean, the most satisfying conclusion is that this ents become real. You know, the tree people from Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Because of this.
Yes. So,
And the Sycamore Gap's family come and they...
were birthed of the sacrilege of humans, but in that dark time we found new life. And it's just them walking around Cumbria.
we will now go back into silence for 1,000 years.
as protest for the disgraceful acts of humans.
And that's the only time the trees show that they are people.
What do you think a tree sounds like? Do you think that?
I think it's like this.
I am old and wise.
Because you have to imagine that the wind blows through the wood. Ooh.
I'm not quite comfortable, but I am sturdy.
And I'm old.
I'm
They are
old. I'm very, very old.
Yeah, because trees aren't like, hey,
Hi there, Queen.
I'm a fucking tree.
I'm a tree and look at me.
I'm fucking young.
I've seen everything.
From one spot. I haven't moved for 100 years.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be
I
good
think
if
it's
the trees
actually.
fought back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that would be the story, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? I think it's actually a shame that they've look. It's good that they've pleaded guilty because we'll get a trial, but it's a shame that they pleaded guilty because if they pleaded guilty,
Yeah.
then we would hear like the reason behind it. They'd say, "Yeah, we did it. This is a moment of madness," or whatever. They'd say something about it, whereas they're never going to admit to it now.
Yeah, because there's no point.
They'll take that to their grave. Are they facing jail time?
Oh, yeah.
Would you stick him in jail?
They're getting
I
a
don't know.
fine for sure, but I think they probably should spend like 6 months in jail. It's
Yeah.
so wanted.
But I think they're going to get they'll get eaten in jail. It's like, what are you?
Do you
Right.
think a
It's
lot
like
of inmates? You think a lot of inmates are big Sycamore Gap fans? When they come in, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you, get you."
Yeah,
cunt."
like the nonsense.
I'm
Yeah.
watching you. Yeah. Shank him in the shower.
Well, that's that Sycamore Gap fucker. Let's get him, boys. You think that's
Do you think it's funny felling trees, do you?
That was one of the most beautiful landmarks in this fucking country, and you failed it for what fucking reason? Open your legs, fuckhead. Then he gets raped.
He gets raped.
And he gets raped, Charlie. You
Yeah.
think that's what's going to happen?
It might do, yeah.
It might do. Well, we'll follow the trial. I don't really know what's happening with it. I don't like him. You know, some of the interest is gone given that they're not a 60-year-old man and a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That was really quite the turn of the story.
Now, if the Somerset gimp failed the Sycamore Gap, that would be
What?
an interesting turn of events because it shows a man with a
That
with
would
a
make
rich
more sense.
past. Yeah.
That would make more sense to me. If the Somerset gimp felled the Sycamore Gap Tree, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
I see
I
that.
guess. Yeah, he's a
not-
sick. He's a sick fuck.
He's not well.
I don't want to judge, but he's a sick fuck.
Felling trees is the least of his crimes, isn't it? He's
rural.
He's rural. He's crawling around. He's crawling around National Trust parks anyway. He might as well fell some trees. It's probably the most productive thing he did all night, other than stick his knob in some bushes. What's it? Where is
You'd
it?
imagine if he failed the Sycamore Gap, the Somerset
You'd be
gimp.
like, oh, he's improving.
No, but you'd more mean, oh, he's fucking the tree.
Right,
He's
fucked the stump.
Yeah.
Fuck the stump. Yeah,
He's
he's gone.
fuck-
Oh, that looks like a tasty tree. I wonder what its stump feels like on my penis.
But the problem with even trying the Somerset Gump, well, the Somerset Gimp did get tried, sorry. But the problem with trying him is he would get turned on by being told that he's worthless.
That's
Do you know what I
good.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
if he was being tried for the felling of the Sycamore Gap and you're saying, what a wanton act of vandalism, he's like, yeah, I'm pathetic.
disgusting, aren't I?
Oh, don't make it weird. Don't make it
Sentence me.
weird.
Sentence me.
Yeah, that's a good way out of like taking
Yeah.
responsibility.
He'd fucking
if you're
love
out.
prison.
Yeah, I am a fucking piece of shit.
He'd love prison.
Yeah.
He'd love prison. What? Dendrophilia can refer to two things: a general love of trees and a specific paraphilia involving sexual attraction to
Well,
trees.
I'm a dendrophiliac.
Dendrophile.
Dendrophile. 'Cause
Dendrophile.
I love trees.
Who doesn't though? Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everyone
It's like
loves
sunsets.
trees.
It's like loving
yeah.
sunset.
Oh, I like the moon.
I prefer trees
I'm
to
gem-
mountains.
Whoa, that's pretty big.
I prefer trees to
A
beaches.
generally good tree. That's the the breathing and everything's going to be okay.
But is it better than a beach to you?
A really good tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a tree, like an individually amazing tree, I don't know. A lot of beaches are the same.
Right.
You know.
I'm a tree guy. I'm a
tree.
forest. I'm a forest guy.
Yeah.
I'm a sea guy.
You like the sea?
I love the sea.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think the sea surely beats the tree.
No, I'm a tree over sea guy.
Really?
I'm big into the land, you know. I do like the sea, but whenever I'm at sea, I'm like, I'd love to be back on the land. That would be amazing. And I'm always like, it's like when you're sick and you're like, I'll never take this for granted again.
Yeah.
Whenever on the sea, I'm like, I do so much better on the land. I'm so much more built for being.
It's nice that we're not always
I'm
bobbing about.
I'm a big land guy.
you don't really read like a man of the ocean.
I've loved being on the land. It's great.
Yeah, big love for land, I guess. There you go.
Like a big insult of pirates was calling someone a landlubber.
A landlubber.
And that would be water for duck's back.
Be like, yeah, I am a
love that.
landlubber
Yeah.
because we were meant to. I'm not a fish, am I? I'm not an aquatic mammal.
I guess back in the day when any adventurer, all they'd do is be at sea.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the only way you can really see the world. I can understand that. But the pirate people, they seem to. Let's say that again.
Landlubber.
Okay.
Kind of as expected.
But I guess the pirate's life for me kind of guys, it doesn't seem like their love, similar to people on a cruise, it doesn't seem the love of the travel is the destinations. It seems to be being on the boat that they bloody love.
Pirates?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, pirates never. I don't know.
The pirate's
Well,
life for me.
Yeah.
Horatio.
Well, yeah.
Is
I mean,
it about
was-
the destination?
It's a rancid little life they lived, wasn't it? I just read a book on it.
Which one? The Wager?
Yeah, The Wager.
I listened to that. What did you think of it?
Loved it.
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
great little number. But Christ, the fucking shit they went through.
Yeah.
Abysmal. And that wasn't like just every page there's horror.
I mean, press ganging I find fascinating as well.
What's
Do you know
that?
what So
Was that?
basically,
Oh yeah, I do. When they had to get
basically
all-
in like Portsmouth and Southampton and any coastal towns, people would just come from a ship and they would just kidnap people. And
when
then
they didn't have enough crew, they would just send gangs round to kidnap people and shut them on the ship, and then they'd inevitably die from scurvy within like a month.
They'd just be there. You're on the boat, and now you'll be there for 3 years.
Yeah.
You're 3 years. You're now on a boat, and,
they
you
almost
just have to get used to it.
They pretty
and
much
you're
all
part of the crew.
died because they had no idea what they were doing on the boat as well, and it
Well,
was
then
like
you learn,
horrible.
and you just become a part of a crew.
Just for 3 years. Imagine
You'll pop into the shops.
Yeah.
Mum, I'll be back. Do you want anything?
You're just having a look at the Spinnaker Tower. Get snatched by these burly men and chucked onto a 19th century ship.
I'd absolutely hate to be press ganged for sure.
I think
'Cause
we'd
hate
be
the
two
sea.
of the least effective press gang people. I think we'd be awful. And Charlie would be the worst, I think.
Do you think a pirate's life for you? Could you see yourself back in the day?
You've got the look, but you don't have anything
No.
else.
I can see you sunburned with a big beard, but I don't think that's...
Well, that's because that's what he is right now. That's literally what he looks like right now. It's not a stretch.
But I just get seasick.
Do you
So
get seasick?
I get such bad seasickness.
Well, that's why you know.
Partly why I don't like the sea.
No shit. I mean,
Yeah.
that's exactly why you don't
But
like the
I
sea.
I just think it's already pretty sickening to be on a smelly boat with loads of poo everywhere.
Hey, come on.
They
They
poo off
poo
the
over
boat.
the side. There's not poo on
No,
the
there
boat.
is, though. It's dirty.
Yeah,
And then
not
people
poo.
Are so ill. What I also found interesting was about how everyone got scurvy.
What is that, Charlie? So I'm just watching him. No, don't zoom out, zoom back. Were there gayness and pirates? What are you doing? Were there gayness and pirates?
It'd be funny if you
Was that
see.
meant to be were there gay pirates? Of course there were.
It'd be funny.
Of course there were.
It'd be funny if Charlie sees yes there was, and then I'll be right back.
I'll be right back, and then goes and joins his
Press gang
pirate
myself.
ship. Get me back.
Oh, please don't press gang me! Oh, I'd hate it if you press gang me.
Press gang.
Press gang bang
Press gang
for
me.
Charlie.
Were there gayness and pirates?
What was I? Oh yeah, about how scurvy. Everyone kept getting scurvy. No one had any idea, and it was just sucking limes.
It was just
Vitamins.
vitamin deficiency.
And the English Navy worked it out first, but I don't know how long it was before anyone else worked it out. So I think it was like a little secret they just kept.
Oh, you would.
That's why.
wouldn't you?
That's why English people were called limeys, because they're always sucking on limes, and everyone was like,
Well, then
"Oh,
we-
look at those fucking weirdos sucking on limes. What are you doing?" It's like,
Well, then you're dying of scurvy. But we're surviving, you fuckheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's to our troops.
Yeah.
Matelotage.
Matalod was a form of partnership often between two men where they'd share resources, expenses, and living quarters. So are we saying that's sort of gay?
Well, I think you could develop quite a nice bond, though.
Yeah.
I think falling in love with your fellow crewmate on the ship, you could actually have a really, really beautiful relationship.
What, amongst all the poo and scurvy?
Well, the poo would be off in the sea.
Yeah, with the cannon fire.
Why do you think there's poo on the boat?
Life on the boat.
It's just dirty.
It's dirty. Yeah, of course it's dirty.
I guess you would
Yeah, but
probably
they're pulling it off the side.
I think late at night, someone comes out for a shit. It's poor. And also, like how bad that upset their stomachs would be. A lot of them would be.
Reading that 3-year voyage, I have never heard of worse conditions in history.
Yeah.
I've never.
I
studied history. I've never heard of worse than that.
Yeah.
Just hell from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed.
Yeah.
And like so close to death.
But they kind of love it.
They kind of love it because it's a bit like it's just like.
But I don't know how much better things were on the land.
They weren't a lot better.
Yeah.
But they were significantly better.
Yeah, fine.
They're just one step away from death all the time. The most horrible deaths, the most horrible diseases. Like there was just so many things that could kill you. No respite. Just horror 24/7.
And do you think they just were kept buoyed by just saying "Ain't no rest for the wicked"?
I think that's what mostly got them through it.
It does make you feel good when
I think that was someone's job to go round the decks, just going, "Ain't no rest for the wicked." And they'll be like, "Okay."
It's one of those sayings, "Ain't no rest for the wicked," which does clean you out a little bit. I like saying "ain't." Do you not feel better when you say "ain't no rest for the wicked"?
It gives me a second wind. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it.
Do you
Go on.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
It was a good one.
Doubt
Do you think that they... Oh, yeah. Why? Why? I feel like basically it went from Blackbeard to Somali pirates. What's been going on between them? Do you know what I mean?
It's not an awful point.
Yeah.
It's not an awful point.
What about where are the pirates in like the 70s?
Well, I think
70s pirates. Well, I imagine they're probably proto-Somali pirates.
Yeah, it'll be kind of the start of Somali pirates.
1920s.
Well, but it's to do with trade, isn't it? You know, most back in the
Where's the
pirates
trade
day.
routes? You know,
I don't know.
so genuine.
I don't know, Horatio. I don't know. I don't know.
But I think.
No, I don't think I know that one.
I think you. I don't know.
You know what? Actually, I don't know that one. What? It's the eyebrows. No, I don't know that. Actually, no. Could you tell me, please? Because I'm not sure.
I would love to know what the trade routes are. I really don't have a clue.
I'd love to help. I just don't know. I don't know what the trade routes are, Rachel, if I'm being honest. And I'm really feeling a bit embarrassed about that. I just don't know. just don't know.
Well, I guess it's an interesting point, but it's sort of not, because I think is because there were Somali pirates back in the day who would look closer to our idea of pirates, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a racial thing because there's pirates, as shown in the Pirates of the Caribbean 2 or 3, they show the gamut of pirates, right? You see Chinese pirates, you see South American pirates, you see black pirates. Whoa. You know, pirates came from all over the world. The reason why they looked like pirates was because it was the 1700s. Yeah. So they were all 1700s-y.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, there's less English pirates because you don't need it as much. There's still Somali pirates, but Somali pirates are all 2010.
And there's less
they're all 2020.
There's less naval travel.
Yeah. It was just slightly different. They're not going to be with a pirate's hat and a parrot and a stumped leg because so technology's sort of moved on. So they're on a speedboat.
I wish they were.
With AK-47s.
Yeah.
Does that help clear,
I think,
clear that up?
And the ones in between they're less populated. There's not as many of them, and they're not as interesting.
Yeah. A bit that I try to get off the ground, which I might try again, but I can never really get it to work, was why at a kid's birthday, girls always dress up as like fairies and princess, and boys always dress up as sort of rapists from the past.
Yeah.
Because it is always like, even when I was growing up, it's like, it was pirates, it's like medieval knights, it's Vikings, right?
Yeah.
And
it's an interesting point about...
And they're all kind of famously rapists.
Yeah, they did. Well, it's a bit fun saying R, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit fun saying R. But it's fun saying brutal, pig leg, all of it. Eye patch, big hat. It's quite an easy fancy dress one.
Yeah. I guess cowboys as well.
It's also because pirates have been, romanticized by culture and art, haven't they?
Anyway, what else we got on the docket?
Well, I can now announce on the podcast publicly that I'm going to be an uncle.
Oh wow! Mazel tov.
Mazel tov to that. I've known for a while, but I wasn't allowed to publicly reveal it.
Oh, nice.
But it's now public.
Yeah. Uncle Drew.
Uncle Drew, to a young soul who I will nurse into this life as if it were my own. Tell him all I know. Spread my wares and knowledge.
So your sister's been
my
knocked
sister's
up the duff.
my sister's up the duff, the slag, and now it's time to bear the fruits of that labour, which is a child.
Yeah.
How do you think I'll
She's
fare
got a
as an
bun in
uncle?
the air fryer.
She's got a what?
A bun in the air fryer.
That is a modern take on bun in the oven. Everyone at home who didn't quite get that. Very modern, very astute. So how do you think I'll fare as an uncle?
I think, you as my uncle, I think, I think
Oh, not your uncle.
No, but I'm
that
trying
muddies
to...
the water a bit. I'm not asking, can I be your uncle, Horatio? Can I be your uncle?
I think we'd have to go to like a sort of court to get that sorted out. It's like a civil partnership.
What do you mean sorted out? Like,
No, if you were officially going to become my uncle, I think we'd have to do some sort of civil
those
partnership.
videos of where kids, like foster children kids, get a present for Christmas and it's their adoption papers.
Yeah.
That'll be my present to you on Christmas.
What? Are you been my
I'm
uncle?
officially your uncle.
Or have you been my uncle the whole time?
I've
Is
been
that
your
the whole-
foster uncle.
The whole time.
I've acted as your uncle, but now
Right.
you've made it official and you'll open it and cry.
Yeah, but you're saying it's like when you become a lord when you buy the land in Scotland. You can buy like a little plot of land in Scotland. You become technically a lord.
I'm saying I've become officially your uncle. Like how I'm saying what I'm saying. Like when foster kids. Have you seen those videos?
Yes.
Foster kids on Christmas or a birthday gets a letter and it's like, we've made it official and they've officially adopted them. So they're legally adopted.
Right.
We've made it official. Or like a stepdad can adopt a stepson
I
or
see
daughter.
it more.
It's very touching.
We go to the, town hall, Hackney Town Hall.
Hackney Town Hall.
Right. And we apply to be nephew and uncle, even though we're not biologically related.
You can't do that, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can adopt a child, you can.
What? I don't think you can, though. I don't think I can adopt a nephew.
You can adopt an adult.
We can give it a
think you
shot,
can-
but
no,
if
no,
I went in,
no,
I'd be
no,
like,
'cause
I want
look,
this man to be my nephew. Can you make it official? I've been acting as this man's uncle for the last 15
Well, I
years.
think what's interesting about that is you can adopt someone who's not biologically related to you and become their father. So that means...
Yeah.
I guess what's strange is can you do that but
No.
be slightly more removed?
I
want this I want to take care of this boy, but not all the time. I'm in a bit
I
of
don't want to be
distance.
his primary caregiver. I'd like to be adjacent to the upbringing.
Well, I guess you can be made
I
an
don't think.
uncle if Melissa adopted me, if your sister adopted me.
Then I'd be your uncle.
So we could go to
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
we'll do it that way.
Yeah.
We'll do it that way. Melissa will adopt you, and then I'll be your uncle. That's much easier.
It's easier.
Then
but,
we won't have to worry about all the faff at the
but
town hall.
I want to go as a bear and be like...
As a bear?
No, as a pair.
Oh,
I want to go
why
as
are
a
you dressed
pair.
as a bear?
I want to go as a pair to the town hall.
Why are you dressed as a bear?
Right. Are you gonna take this seriously? This has got a serious thing for me.
Depends what you say next.
We go to Hackney Town Hall as a pair.
What, both of
collect
us in one outfit?
Yeah.
I'm not sure they'll
and
take
say,
it. I'm not sure they'll take it seriously.
Can we
Can
become...
I be your uncle? We're both in a pair costume.
That's it. That's it.
Well, go on.
Yeah, can this adult be my nephew, right? And we become an uncle and nephew. We have a small ceremony, so it's like like family and friends are there, but it's not
Picky
like a big
bits, cocktail sausages.
thing. Afterwards, but not in the town hall.
No. It's friends and family.
Yeah, and then photos of us coming out together
In like suits.
in suits. They're not chucking like stuff about
No,
'cause that's
like
a wedding.
top. No, not top and tails.
Not top and tails, but smart.
But smart.
And we'll go for a meal or drinks afterwards with family and friends.
Yeah.
And then maybe 15 years later, we renew our vows.
We renew our vows. Yeah. Well,
Like, just to
I
strengthen
glanced
the
over.
bond.
I glanced over because I thought Charlie might be looking this up and we'd have an answer. But Charlie's typing, can he be made a grandpa legally? Which isn't what we're talking about. But the answer's no. So I guess you can't. But can he be made uncle? Uncle Charlie.
Do you check uncle?
Yeah, you can't.
An uncle legally.
You can't be made an uncle.
No, you can't.
Well, you can.
Well, we can. The only problem with that is I would like to be your uncle without you having to disavow your mum.
Right.
Because if Melissa adopts you, she's your mum,
Yeah.
and you've lost Lindsay. And I
It's
don't think
less
that's
funny.
really the spirit of what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's sort of like which is quite a nice thing. What?
But then, what would happen if you guys then got married?
Yeah.
Can you marry your uncle?
Well, no, we'd have to.
Yeah.
We'd have to annul the uncleship.
Can you legally marry your cousin? There you go. Do that. A person cannot marry their uncle due to legal. Okay, but we're not a blood relative.
You saw that guy in Parliament talking about marrying his cousin. No, wanting to legalise marrying cousins. You saw
Yeah.
as like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But it was interesting with him basically saying, like, I'm not marrying my cousin.
I don't want to marry mine,
But people should be allowed
people
to.
should be allowed to. As
So it's
soon
very
as that goes through, he's marrying his cousin. It was all a ruse, and then runs off. If that's his only reason, he's become an MP. Well, marriage between first cousins is not illegal in the UK.
Ah.
Medical
Sex
experts.
is, or children.
If Melissa adopted you,
Yeah.
I'd be able to marry you.
Right.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we'd be able to do it in a church.
Well, no, uncle by marriage, you could marry. So it's not a blood relative.
I could marry me uncle.
And think about any creepy uncle who's managed to fulfill his nasty desires.
Christ, that was a horrible way to talk about child sex abuse.
I guess there's a lot of molesty uncles, and some of them follow through.
Yeah. Well, that's our coverage on how I'll be as an uncle.
Anyway, so I think that they can come to you for certain things.
What? Let's spitball. What shall I? What kind of uncle shall I be?
I imagine you'd be a similar uncle to me in the sense that. So this is certainly how I want to be an uncle, and you tell me if this is how you'd want to be an uncle.
Yeah.
I want to be the tough talking uncle.
Yeah,
Right.
this is
There's
how
a
the
lot
world
of
is.
people who will give you a lot of bullshit, maybe because
Yeah.
they spend more time with you. I don't want to spend a lot of time with you,
And
but
I
when
don't care about you enough to lie to you.
But you come to me when you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
That's the kind of situation I want to be in. There's going to be a lot of people who are giving you a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? Telling you what want to hear. But then when you're like, you know what? I've heard all this.
Yeah.
What's actually going on?
Like he's
I'm
a
going to do
football.
my annual visit.
Yeah,
to
like
Uncle Gould.
he's good at football. He thinks he's good at football. Everyone's telling him he's good at football.
He's not
as you
sure.
do. He's a 7-year-old boy, and he's like he gets being cheered on. His mum's like, "Yeah, you're amazing. You can do anything you want with your life." He comes to Uncle Drew when he comes round on the 6th month visit. He's be like, "You haven't got it, son. You're not bad, but you're not going to go anywhere with it. All right, you're not going to be a
something
football
else
player.
up.
Pick something else up, but learn it early, and you'll go far. Not football. You haven't got it.
Football, you can enjoy it as a hobby, but you're not going to be
five-a-side
professional.
Beckhams. You're not going to have it, son.
I'd probably start tearing down all the pictures of Ronaldo on your wall because it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Get a different
Get some
dream.
tits up there.
Or get like a recruiter you like.
Get a
Is that-
recruiter you like. I can give you a couple.
Yeah, my friend.
My
Rob
friend,
Cope.
Rob Cope. Get him up on your wall. Knowing how you are as a 7-year-old kid, it's not going to go. You haven't got a lot of avenues that you can explore. So I'm thinking, we tear down that Ronaldo, we tear down that astronaut, and we just put up some good, hearty recruiters.
Yeah.
Get them on your wall, achieve that.
Digital
Aspire to that.
marketing. I'm open to it.
That's a bit much for him. Let's not go crazy.
But I'm imagining, so let's say we get a poster of our recruiter friend, Rob Cope, but it would be in the same style that you'd have a Ronaldo photo, right? So in the way that it's like Ronaldo standing over a free kick.
So it's him celebrating like that. And then in the background, there is someone shaking hands. We get Rob on the podcast. There's someone shaking hands.
got a lot of connections.
There's someone shaking hands. Right. Rob's at the front celebrating.
Yeah.
And then in the background, there's the candidate is now shaking hands with the person who's employed him, and he's going into the office as if he's just been employed. That's what a recruitment poster would look like. He successfully did the recruitment.
He's done it again.
Kobe's done it again. How's he done it again?
He's done it again.
He's done it again. He's recruited. That's so right.
So that's the kind of uncle you want to
So
be.
basically, I'm clipping his wings. I'm clipping the little fucker's wings.
I mean, that's a negative way of putting it. You're giving him a reality check.
Yeah, I'm
Your
giving
body
him a
check. Not only are you reality checking him, you're body checking him regularly.
Look, pal.
Do you know what I mean by
You
a body check?
live in the butt end of Burgess Hill.
A body check means when they walk past you in the hall, you do that.
And then he stares back at me and I stare back at him, but there's a bit of respect between us.
There is. But someone needs to bring the tough love.
Well, you do not have the world in your hands.
But you don't want this uncle.
At the moment, you've got your sippy cup in your hands, and I think you're frankly a bit too old to be having it.
But you don't need this sort of... This is not even what you want from your dad. That's too much from a dad because you see it too regularly. This is why you outsource it to the one you see once a year.
Uncle Drew's a bit mean, isn't he? When he hits 15,
he'll be like, thank fuck.
Thank fuck for Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew was right, wasn't he? No, yeah.
Because dad, you resent that as your father, and that gives you a complex.
Yeah.
That you talk about that in therapy.
That is the job of the uncle.
Apart from if they're molesting, people are rarely talking about uncles in therapy.
It's true.
It's only if you're a molesting uncle.
If I went to therapy, I don't think my uncles would go, I've got 6 of them. I don't think any of them would come up once.
Unless they molested you.
Unless they molested people.
So if you're not a molesty uncle,
if you're
then
in
you
therapy,
can sort of do whatever the fuck you want.
Uncles only come up continuously in therapy. They're the only subject of therapy, or never.
So I think have at it. And let's
molesting?
No,
Horatio. I don't want to molest.
With being good cop, bad cop, but you're bad cop, right?
Yeah, I think the uncle actually plays a pivotal role now I think about it. If they're like, the parents don't want to ruin the kid's dreams, but they're like, I wish he would stop pursuing dance.
They'll send you in.
Get Uncle Drew in. I'll be like, you haven't got it,
You're
kid.
the fixer.
You haven't got it, kid. Hear it from me, and I know what I'm talking about. You ain't got it.
Yeah, I'll be also selling the rest down the river.
I'll bring you down.
I know. I'll be like, and I was talking to them. They don't think you got it either. They're just too scared to say it.
Who's they?
The family. His mum. I'm telling them.
Well, then you haven't done your uncle job very well. Your mum thinks you're shit, right? Your dad doesn't want to look at you. Can't stand the sight of you.
I mean, I'm the only one brave enough to fucking...
Yeah, it's tough for me to look at you right now as well. Get that leotard off. What are you doing, mate? Come on.
Now get my friend Rob Coates' poster on your wall now.
3 words. Recruitment. You got it, pal. Yeah, cool.
It's like funny because there's something...
how I'll be an uncle is to slowly guide into a path of middle management.
Yeah.
A realistic dream and goal. Right, yeah. Don't reach for the stars. Just be happy with Burgess Hill.
Civil service? Got a friend Andy Williams.
I've got some contacts.
Yeah. Let's get a picture of him.
If you never read Uncle Drew, he's got some contacts in the civil service, in recruitment, accounting, marketing. I don't think you're creative enough for marketing, son, but you know. Yeah, there you go. That's a good uncle to me.
Well, I think there's just something about the moniker uncle that is inherently sleazy or kind of trash.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like, he sounds like a freeloader.
Well, they're just the uncle even though most people become uncles in their lives.
Yeah.
If most men become uncles in their lives, right? There's something that is your uncle.
I'm an uncle.
Yeah, there's something about uncle. Oh yeah, my uncle.
It does. It suits me.
Well, being an uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle Drew.
Uncle Drew. Yeah. It would work in our family if
It
would work in my family if I never had kids and I was just Uncle Drew.
Yeah.
It would work.
Yeah. Well, because you're the black sheep. You're the black uncle.
What's he going to do next?
You'd be an uncle.
Not settle down on that for family. Yeah, Uncle Drew works, you know.
I got a great uncle who does all his uncle stuff really well, and it's what you want from an uncle. You know, they kind of do some things that may be lacking from your father figure in your life. They fulfill that. That's a good uncle. Then I got that other uncle who just sends me videos of people fighting in car parks.
It's pretty funny though.
Yeah, I guess so. Is seemingly always getting scammed by just clicking the wrong link.
Well, that's an uncle job as well. That's under the uncle remit, getting cyber scammed and losing your money and asking your nephew, be like, how do I get out of this one?
So my granddad, Johnny Gould, right? He sits on his massive desktop in the hallway, which you have to squeeze past.
He sits on his massive desktop.
So he doesn't have a desk, right?
Oh, a desk.
Yeah, so a desktop computer. You can use your brain. A desktop computer. He's not sitting on top of the desktop.
It sounds like he's sitting on a computer.
But what did you think?
The way you said it is...
What do you think when I said he sits at his desktop?
Well,
do you think... I mean, he's old, but he's not sitting on top of the desktop.
I thought he was sitting... The computer's broken. Computer's not working. You're sitting on it, Grandad. You're fucking sitting on it again. You have to click it.
Right, I'm going to get a photo of him at his desktop. Insert it here. We're not going to have it
it's
here.
It's not on the internet.
Just you insert it in post.
Johnny Gould.
Well, he's got an Instagram account. You can go on his Instagram. No, go on his Instagram. The Johnny Gould.
It looks good for 90 odd.
Let's check his Instagram.
He
won't have that many followers.
Johnny Gould.
That's not him. But yeah, so he doesn't have a desk, an office. He's just in the hallway of his flat. He just has crammed in his desk and computer, and then he'll just stare up at the screen. Yeah, and we'll use Instagram on his.
What does
desktop.
He do on it?
Well, he just scrolls through comments, likes things. There's one thing about my granddad, which runs in the family. He's extraordinarily nosy in other people's business, and always has been. Yeah, which I do think keeps you young. A nosiness is it keeps you. Yeah. If you're not nosy, I think you will fade away quicker.
Right, because
shuffle off.
there's nothing to live for.
Yeah, but no, it's more like, I wonder what they're doing.
I wonder what
next
they're
door.
up to. Yeah, I guess it keeps your
It's a
heart beating
useful
a bit.
thing, being nosy.
It's popping your head in.
What are they
What's
doing?
going on here? What are you doing?
Yeah, because it makes you want to
Get
live.
out, Johnny. I'm trying to have fucking dinner, mate. Hey, what's going on in here? You're 96. Get to bed, mate. Oh, well, I'm just checking what's going on. Just want to see what's going on.
He's 92 and he's sharp as a tack, to be fair to him.
I've just seen the latest post from Johnny Gould. I'm presuming this isn't your granddad, but it's globalization is good and bad. It spreads wealth, but unequally. Among the biggest losers were Britain's well-established Jewish, and then it cuts off.
Right. I mean, that's a more of a P Gould post.
That's a P Gould post. It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Should we get on Threads? Let's see if Dad's put anything.
Peter Gould on Threads.
Let's see if he's called any other women mad, sick in the head.
I think your dad has ruined Andrew Lloyd Webber for me. I was never big into Andrew Lloyd Webber, but every time I see him, it's now disconcerting because they are
And that's
literally
just
twins.
my dad hitting the links. All right.
We've already seen
my dad hitting the links. Go to replies.
Replies. Hey, you were in there. One
Capitalism
day.
is better. Here we go. Don't even show this. Scroll up, because I know it's going to be good. I want to say
Capitalism is
So
based-
this is the post that he's responding to.
So yeah, this is by John
I
Gleason.
already know, just the word capitalism and the fact my
Yeah.
dad's responding to this, I know it's going to be fire.
So John writes, capitalism is based on the ridiculous notion that you can enjoy limitless growth in an enclosed finite system. In biology, such behavior of cells is called cancer.
Let me guess what his response is. Scroll up. I imagine his response is going to be something where he's proven how the free market is actually the biggest marker of growth. It's lifted more people out of poverty than any other system.
Yeah, it's pretty standard arguments. Let's see if he's done it. What's closed or finite about the system? Malthus said the same thing in the late 18th century. The Malthusian trap, it was labelled. It turns out not to be true. For 250 years, new tech developments expand the system quicker than we can use it.
Scroll down as he carry on talking. Right, so Malthus...
Oh, he's really gone heavy on this. What? Replying to someone else. Someone's asked, where is Croatia? Pete's jumped in saying west of Serbia and north of Montenegro.
That's a fun one.
Thanks, Pete. There is genuinely no better welfare. Okay, now this is on the same
That's
thread.
interesting. There's generally no better weather than a British sunny day, 22 or 23 degrees with a slight breeze. Honestly, it cannot be beaten. Honestly, it really can be beaten. Now, this really builds into my dad's kind of escapism from this country. The fact that he's left. It is interesting that he's come in to try and slag off people, even when they're talking about Britain having good
We're just
weather.
trying to enjoy the sun, Pete. We can't all
It could be
can't all
better.
live in Bali, and swanning it about. Yeah, there you go. That's Pete. Big old Pete.
Well, that seems like a fun one.
So people can sleep?
I saw this one.
This is that video I was recording right before the man told me to close my window. Now look at this beautiful view. Why would I close my window? So
People can sleep? Come on, Marky D9. Yeah, a lot of them is just based on general travel issues and gripes that he has. And I just want to sleep on the plane.
Click on this TikTok link. And I guess, as I was talking about when I went to see my wholesome cousins over Easter who don't really know how a phone works.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I guess this is sort of videos like this. The fact that I know so much about this is once again reminding myself of maybe, maybe the things that I'm focusing on are maybe not the most important things in life.
Sure.
So this is about do you know about the Bivo drama? Do you not know about this?
I know about Bivo.
So do you know who Tom Birchie is? People who...
Is he a comedian?
He's always confused me.
People you should never know about.
Yeah.
all right?
Who is he?
Tom Birchie is part of... And I forgot who the other guy's called. Ollie something. They're people who go out to Southeast Asia. They normally have been... have either they're running from some sort of debt crisis, or they got cancelled here amongst their friends, or they failed in some form. And they go over to Southeast Asia and they lecture you about how the UK is a failed state,
right?
And how they're like entrepreneurs, sort of.
And
they just post loads of like kind of right-wing videos of them walking around Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's recently got kicked out of Southeast Asia. I don't know what for. I think it's because of the Southeast Asia's Thailand's censorship laws.
He's kicked out.
And it is quite funny that he does all these videos slagging off the UK, and he slags off the Thailand government, and he gets literally has to go, he's on the run.
Yeah.
And then he was going to Mexico, met up with Bivo to make content. Bivo, our friend Bivo, who's the big tuft man who just eats things funny, I guess, but it's kind of blown out. Yeah. I mean, we did say that the Bivo train is going to come off the rails. It's going to end badly. Me and Charlie, when we were
That's
doing
not the
Film
hottest take.
Yeah, I know.
But he's a sweet boy.
He's a sweet boy, but it was
Very
like
sweet.
we met him, and it was so clear that like this boy's not ready for the fame that he has.
He said he started doing porn, and he said he's turned to the dark side.
He knew. Yeah,
I'm convinced he's not doing it. I don't think that's his knob.
Body Blue sucked him off, and then he said, "Now, what was it?" He said his catchphrase. What was his catchphrase?
Now you know the rules.
Is that his catchphrase?
Yeah.
Why is that his catchphrase?
I think
It's
the
just,
rules
yeah,
are just
why not?
eat it in one. And I guess you can apply that to a cum shot,
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's branding.
You can. I don't think it's his knob. I guess I'm a Bevo truther. I'm like, why is
Was
he...
it too big?
No. Charlie showed me this when we were at the pub, by the way. And my question is, if Bevo's turning to porn, why isn't he getting his fucking
He's
head
turning to porn.
Why isn't he get his face in there?
Because it's sexy.
Because it's sexy.
It's sexy to have a bit of mystique.
But I just think it's an easy thing to do. Just
Do
say
you
it's
genuinely
Bivo.
think it's fake?
Yeah.
No,
why is
you
this?
can hear it now.
It's not fake.
You can
not
hear
fake.
him.
Yeah, you can hear.
You can hear him and see him.
I just think it's
And that's impossible to do.
No, I think it's legit.
But
'Cause
why?
He's got quite a few.
Why doesn't he show his face?
Loads of porn doesn't show his face.
Because he needs the
No,
money.
but Bivo. It's the point. Is Bivo porn? Why isn't his face in there?
Yeah.
You just get any old bloke to do it and then call it Bivo. You both make a bit of cash. I don't think it's Bivo. I don't think he's got it in him to do porn. I'm pretty sure it's not. Why wouldn't he show his face?
This is an interesting. Would you envelope with the right answer, gun, if you're wrong? Would you?
Oh,
what you're
God.
saying?
I'm saying it's not him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
You also did that with saying that, which was one of my favourite Andrew takes, one of the hottest takes you've ever had, actually.
Yeah.
Kate Middleton lied about having cancer to help get some better PR for the royal family.
I think it was.
That's what
that's true.
Andrew thinks, that she was
at a
lying about cancer.
It was a very convenient time. She got cured pretty quickly, didn't she?
Is she fully cured?
Yeah, she's done. Pretty much.
Okay.
She was cured.
It's not outrageous.
It's not. Look,
I mean, it's fucking scandalous.
I said it was like 60%.
Even for the royal family, that's pretty
No,
scandalous.
it's not. It's very scandalous, but it's not an outrageous.
It's not outrageous.
take.
I think it
could be true.
It's a bit of an odd folder of takes of Kate Middleton doesn't have cancer and that's not Bevo's dick. It's kind of like a very odd fringe conspiracy theory.
The Kate Middleton one feels more. I would back Bivo being a porn star.
Why hasn't he got his fucking face in it? That's the whole point.
Sometimes people do that as a technique, I think.
Yeah, but they're
Kate
not
Middleton
names.
porn.
They're
Now
not
that
names.
would be
that would
rip Britain in two.
Even more than it already is.
Well, because Bivo would be written into the history of the royal family.
It's a cash grab, is what it is. He's got someone who's up for doing it.
No, it's definitely a cash grab, even though he's in the video.
Who's not in it?
It's weird they haven't done Bevo and Beaver in some way in terms of like Bevo in the Beaver.
Now you know the rules.
Bevo meets a Bieber.
Yeah.
Beaver, part 7.
Anyway, so Bivo flew out to meet Tom Birchie in Mexico. He got incredibly drunk, so much so that he was kicked off a flight because he was vomiting everywhere. And then Tom Birchie did loads of content of him stressing, I don't know what to do, but I've left Bivo in a country he doesn't understand, and with a language he doesn't understand, completely drunk on a sidewalk, basically, on a pavement, sorry. And then this came out.
You're not going to like my answer to this either.
What?
I don't believe it.
This could be staged, but
It reeks of it being staged.
even
to
if it's
me.
staged, it doesn't stop how dystopian this entire video is.
Yeah. I think this is fake.
Listen to me really, really carefully, otherwise you're going to be left in this fucking place.
You think that's not Bivo because you can't see his face?
And that ain't Bivo.
Right.
Yep, that was us a couple of weeks ago in
Don't
Yeah, no,
believe
keep
it.
playing.
before Bivo got left at the airport, and unfortunately, that's how this all started. So now we have the official Bivo meme coin on pre-sale. If you go on the Telegram there, you can learn more about that.
Yeah, it's all
That's
part of
how
the plan,
we got this.
isn't it?
Pre-sale doing very well. The Bivo coin launches on Friday. Pre-sale holders.
And I just watched this as like, yeah,
God
I
bless.
probably shouldn't. I shouldn't know about
it.
either
No,
of these
no,
guys.
yeah.
Really, I shouldn't know about either.
I've seen him pop
I
up.
shouldn't be invested in this at all.
No, you shouldn't invest in the Bivo coin either.
But just seeing it all play out and then a meme coin about the same thing coming.
What a
just
coincidence.
Yeah,
No, it's all bollocks. It's all bollocks.
yeah.
No, Bevo's not bollocks. Bevo is.
I'm
real.
not saying
Bivo's-
Bivo's bollocks.
yeah.
I'm saying this setup Bevo wasn't left in Mexico or whatever.
But you like Bevo early days.
I was a Bevo fan when he was just chewing on food.
And that, to me, I was like, I have no interest in this whatsoever.
It's
And
fucking
then
objectively hilarious watching him rate a roast dinner.
I don't find that interesting at all.
Funny.
Late Bevo, I've actually got into him and you've gone off
No,
him.
because he used to be authentic. He used to be the bloke who was on TikTok, and it was funny how badly he chewed. Go on
I
an
think
old school
I'm now invested
Bevo
in
chewer.
Bevo because emotionally,
But it's all fake.
It is sort of fake, but I know he's struggling, and so I think it's more just seeing.
No, I like an old school one. Because it was when when no one really knew who he was, and it was just pure content, not changed at all by anything that's going on. It was almost like wholesome.
You know, Ross, Toby Carvery, yeah, I'm not going to bait out the location, but yeah, Toby Carvery, we've gone for gammon and then just loads of good stuff. You know the rules. We got the Coke. 8 out of 10, right, let's get straight as potato.
It's just beautifully pointless content. It's nothing.
We did a 2 chew again. Yeah, see, easy. Easy peasy. Big up the applesauce. Big up Mr. Toby.
2 chew. You're not solving that. Right.
How many chews is that?
Throw that up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. It was just
But how far can Bevo go? Like,
But that's the point. Like, you know,
He's
he
got
was
nothing.
doing these food. I love reviews that are just pointless. There's not. All it is. Every meal is lovely. Every meal's decent, and they just chew horribly. And
Coke,
there's-
8 out of 10.
yeah, great. Or it's like Niv, the meal deal guy. It's like I've not seen that bloke rate a meal deal under 7. I was like, well, what are you doing here, pal? It's between 7 and 9.5. They're pointless, and that's the joy of the pointlessness is what's great.
Yeah.
When they get big because people love their original content, and then they try and change so they can make money off it. That's when they get original content. You know, food reviewing with a man unable to eat food. That's funny. That's funny. And now he's like, you know, getting his knob out and getting, you know, pretending to be drunken. When it's so obviously fake, I don't find it interesting.
Appealing about me, it's not because there's faked stuff, but the desperation is still there, and some of the emotions are real, even if then he doesn't plan for them to come across. What I find interesting is that there's a sort of rise and fall story happening. You normally say rise and fall for people who have done, I don't know, great things, or
something.
A rock band who, you know, they die at 27.
They've done something.
The fact that Bivo from this,
we're looking
is
at his rise.
Yeah, this is the rise, and he's going to have a rise and fall story, but it's like the most pointless rise and fall.
All of it is, it's just rating Toby Carveries to maybe porn and then to a meme coin.
What was he like? Because you were in the room with him for ages.
He was incredibly charming and vulnerable.
Charming?
Yeah. Because his dad, when we were hanging out, it was the surreal thing where I was watching his most viral video with him on the sofa commentating on it and being like, this cringes me out. And then his dad was like texting him being like, is it okay? How's it going? Is it okay? So it's like this guy's actually...
Oh, nice. He's got a family.
Yeah, he's definitely like really quite sensitive. And he has like panic. He's basically meant to have this boxing fight. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
But he keeps passing out in the shower and having seizures.
So I mean, there's like there is an emotional interest I have in him.
There's a huge amount of like sensitivity there, and he's
a huge amount,
and
maybe.
He's very vulnerable, I think.
Well, he went on that American podcast, didn't he? Because his girlfriend's a porn star.
Yes. Are they still together?
Don't know if they're still together now.
See, it's funny. Just why am I?
But do
why do I care?
Is there not?
They're still together. Have you?
Is there no way that he could redeem himself? Because obviously online he gets a lot of abuse.
Go back to the original content.
No, I think if he saved a woman from like a
well, brilliant. If anyone saved a woman from anything, it'd be great, wouldn't it?
You want a hero
Was a
arc
cure
for
of
Bevo.
cancer. Brilliant. Then that would help him, wouldn't he? If he saved a woman
from a lorry.
What would he have to
From a
do?
lorry.
What would he have to do to get a knighthood? Because I'd just love to see Bevo getting knighted by King Charles. Like, what would he have to do?
Save Kate Middleton from a lorry.
But then you'd probably say that's fake as well. That's attention-seeking. That
Fake.
attention-seeking bitch.
Look, my eyes are open, and I know for a fact that ain't Bevo's cock. And we'll leave it there.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.